I feel like if we get the obvious thing out of the obvious one, Hunter, I feel like if we get the obvious one out of the way now, I feel like that is a good point, because then who knows where we're going after that point, you know? So
Yeah.
let's bring up the year that I think everyone, well, a majority of people agree was probably one of the better years. I mean, when I was looking at all the recent years, I was finding it hard, to be honest, because except for 2019, the last like 5 or 4 years have been really good. So I was like, wow, what am I going to talk
I
about?
still think 2019 was pretty good. So,
I think it was good as well, but not as good as the others. But the one I always go to is 2017. That's the year that I always go straight to when I think about, in terms of games, 2017 is the one. That's my first point. I guess and from the gameplay point of view, that was obviously the year the Nintendo Switch came out, which was Nintendo's big, we're finally going to have a successful console again time, and everyone went, well done. It's about time. Wii U didn't do too hot. And they released Breath of the Wild, which I think is a game that we still haven't seen the ramifications of Breath of the Wild just yet. I feel like now we're starting to, with Ubisoft already cloning it. Now's the time where it's starting to happen. But you've got Breath of the Wild. But it wasn't just that with JRPGs. JRPGs kind of had a massive year in 2017. Nier Automata came out. Obviously, Persona 5. Kyle, Xenoblade 2. Yeah, there's quite a few of them. And then just in terms of PlayStation studios themselves, Horizon Zero Dawn, probably the biggest IP, biggest new IP to come out of PlayStation studios this generation. I know people are going to sit at me and go Ghost of Tsushima, and to that I say fuck off. Because,
bad video game.
Horizon is a much bigger IP. Ghost only sold faster because there were more out.
True, but no,
it's also like Horizon is a fantastic game, and not enough people have played it, and so on. Like I stand by that, but Ghost of Tsushima had like the advantage of being a Souls-like, when being a Souls-like was like the hot new thing,
and an easy Souls-like, so anyone could get into it in a way.
I wouldn't exactly describe it as a Souls-like,
so
but...
not in the way of bosses. Exactly. Combat, yes, but bosses, no. There's no bosses like a Souls, but they very much, you can't say that there's no similarity. There's a very heavy similarity between the combat systems of both games.
Exactly. It has that like sort of Souls action RPG feel to it, which I think is like the key point. Is like it was an easy game with that sort of vibe to it at a time when those games were like really popular, and
that's why
a lot of
liked
people
Star Wars
wanted
last
to be
year
able
too.
To...
It is why everyone likes Star Wars. And I'll stand on that. Whoever said,
which, for the record, that game was good, but it wasn't like
it was good, but
it's good.
There's been a bit of outrage lately because of the Game Awards last year. It missed the deadline, so people are like, oh, it got snubbed from that, and now because it can't compete on the level of games that have come out this year, people are like, oh.
But I mean, honestly, like it didn't really. I don't know, it didn't really warrant any awards in my eyes. Like, it was a fun game with satisfying combat that was, like, great for Star Wars fans, basically. Which, I'm a fucking huge Star Wars nerd. Like, fucking ask me any obscure shit about Star Wars lore, I guarantee I fucking know it. But, yeah, so, like, it was a good game, but I don't think it was deserving of any awards. And that's coming from a place of bias as someone who really fucking liked the game, so...
But anyway, back to Horizon. Yeah, I think Horizon is Sony's strongest IP that came out that was new. Obviously, God of War, huge this generation for PlayStation. Same with Uncharted. Same with Naughty Dog in general, just because Naughty Dog apparently doesn't matter what they do. They can just sell a video game at this point. But especially for Guerrilla, I feel like that's like a huge achievement for Guerrilla Games, is to make a game like Horizon, which is so out of left field for them. It's the antithesis of fucking Killzone in a way, and yet here it is, and it's massively successful, and it's got a sequel on the way, and it's like one of those things where it's like, that was huge, and then that was huge for PlayStation. There were other games for PlayStation in that year as well, but that was the main one. And then Nintendo just didn't stop fucking releasing games that year. Like, they just didn't stop, whether it's Breath of the Wild, or ARMS, or Splatoon 2, or Xenoblade 2, or like there's a load of games.
Mario Odyssey,
Mario Rabbids as well with Ubisoft. There was literally a game every month for that console, and 2017 in terms of like pure games, that was the first time at the game awards at the game of the year where I'm like, wow, this is actually a year where all of the nominees, I was like, it could be any of them really. Whether it's obviously it was going to be Breath of the Wild, but it could have been any of them. Whether it because there's no way Nier Automata was going to win against.
Yeah, there was
Breath
no
of the
way.
Wild, but still, it's just one of those years where when I look at my top 5, top 10 favorite games, the fact that 3 or 4 or even 5 of them are from that one year, that's why that year always jumps out to me.
Yeah,
at least in recent memory.
Right. Anyway,
so I don't know. Have you got anything to add, Hunter, or have I said enough on 2017?
2017. You hit most of the big games that I really enjoyed. Pyre also came out that year, and that was nice.
There you go then.
But yeah, aside from that, I've got nothing else to add really. It was a great year.